bastards. This is the Cinema Asylum Podcast. What up?
Oh, longer.
In case you know, though, we are crazy people.
I mean, speak about yourself. Gosh.
My name is Paul Allen. I'm the filmmaker of the group and the horror expert. To my left is Mr. Bitch himself.
I am John Thompson, the action and animation expert.
Who gets action all the time.
Woo! Okay.
He didn't deny it, ladies and gentlemen.
It's about time. It's all about acceptance.
Oh, brother.
It's the last stage.
And John accepts everybody
He does.
with open
I
ass.
do, yes.
He said he did too. He said he did. You heard that, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
Paul, did you hear that too? Okay. I didn't know.
I'm going to go back and see what you said. Introduce yourself, please.
Thank you, Mr.
I said, John, that you accept everyone with open arms.
Actually, he does make a good point. Yes, I do. Yes. Anyway,
And by arms, I mean I said that you welcome everyone with open ass.
that's
Yeah,
not
that's
it either.
So, thank you, Mr. Chicken, for introducing me next. I'm Dylan, one of the two superhero and sci-fi experts. Where am I?
And I am Matthew, the other superhero and sci-fi expert, who is apparently the Joker.
Yeah.
We have the Joker and the Midnight Toker.
What can I say?
I was looking at John.
Oh,
Okay. And
getting a little into that devil's lettuce
TMI,
already.
boys. TMI.
Oh, you don't want us sharing that you smoke weed?
I don't smoke weed.
It's okay. It's okay. We're all friends here.
I don't smoke weed, viewers and listeners.
Sure.
I
Wink.
do not.
Uh-huh.
I do not. It's the truth.
Everybody knows that John partakes in the devil's lettuce.
Anyway, for the 30th time, welcome to our podcast. Before we actually do get started, Dylan, you have an announcement that you would like to make.
Hey, I want to make that announcement whenever I damn well please.
Well, true. Yes.
It'll come in time, as
Okay.
all things do.
Okay. You'll hear the announcement later.
I have announcements too whenever the time is right.
First, I want to see if Matthew's okay.
How's your asshole feeling? All good?
I know. Paul gave it a big old beating earlier.
Okay. Anyway.
I heard that John did.
No.
No, I did not.
No, because John takes.
That's true.
He's a catcher, not a pitcher.
What
Some
is-
sports terminology there for everybody who wants to know.
What is going on in this 30th episode already?
I
John
don't
knows
know.
that well enough.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's our 30th episode.
Hey!
Almost as old.
Hey.
Once and always.
You're almost that age.
John's going to hit it first.
Yeah, old man.
But you're so old.
Yeah, I'm not
But
old.
Your last name actually applies to your current condition.
Oh,
Mr.
no.
Walker.
Oh, man. Ouch.
So welcome back to the ADHD podcast. It's great. It's been great having y'all here.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Squirrel. Where?
That was a mean joke. There's a fucking fly in here.
Why would you watch flies fucking?
What? You've never seen Jeff Goldblum in the 80s?
Oh. I guess if it lands on one of us, it'll be pretty fly for a white guy.
Damn it! Already?
I forgot. I'm going to set up the
222.
I forgot. I'm going to set up the stopwatch for our many bad puns.
I was gonna say a pun, but I thought it might fly over your head.
Oh,
Son of a bitch, 122.
Don't! Stop!
John.
Don't even think about it! Stop! No! Shut the fuck up, Matthew! Shut the fuck up!
What is going on?
If you put the mic back to your mouth, I'm going to tell you to fly away. That fucking counts as a pun, I
I'll
hope.
give it. I'll give
John's
it.
being a fly on the wall with the.
Matthew, shut your fucking mouth!
223 and 123 respectively.
I haven't got to my rant yet, and this is one of those times.
I guess we're gonna fly away.
No! Shut up!
Oh, fly away.
Okay, thank you, do it. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Okay, let's just get to whatever we're going to start first before things get chaotic. Matthew, go ahead.
Before things get chaotic.
Too late.
Well, yeah.
We got some trivia.
Okay, good.
I know the answer.
He's just kidding.
What is the very first sci-fi horror movie, and what year did it come out?
I'm just kidding. I do know the answer, which is why I'm not answering.
Son of a
There's
fuck.
the very, very obvious guess, but I know that that's not it.
The thing...
Would I really make it obvious?
No, it's not the thing.
I was going to say the thing 1932.
No.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
The Thing didn't come out in 1932.
Well, I know it's in the 30s. I know that.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't?
Are you thinking about the movie with Kurt Russell?
No, I'm thinking about the original that came out. The thing is a remake of the 1930s. The thing.
It's a remake of the 1951 The Thing.
Oh!
Dadgummit,
Get
I was
fucking wrecked!
I was way off. Wow.
You fucking moron! I'm just
God!
I know.
I'm just kidding.
I know. Yeah, I got nothing either. So pass.
Not even gonna try.
I think Paul knows. You say you know the answer. Don't you?
Yeah, because I told him.
I wasn't initially going to be here, so Matthew told me.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to state what it's not, and it's the 1931 Frankenstein. Yeah.
What
I
is it?
thought.
What is it?
What is it, Matthew?
It's called. I don't know how to pronounce this. Elron. Elrune. Alraune. It was a silent Hungarian film.
Okay, I was
And-
going to say, if it's foreign, yeah, it's pronounced something.
1918.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what... I knew it. I was like, it wouldn't be too far off from that period.
Well, he
but-
did give us a heads up that none of us was going to get this one. So
I'm collecting the points today, boys.
yeah, you are. Although I did pretty good last week at figure out the year.
Paul, I think it's chicken time.
Chicken time.
Hey, if we are collecting points for trivia questions, I deserve at least one. Action.
Okay. All right. And before we talk about the movies that we got to watch, I was going to get this after we talk about that part, but I want to get to the rant out of the way because there's something that actually got me pretty mad. So, for those of you who know,
Did it get you ranting and raving?
well, it's not. Well, you know, Dylan's usually doing the ranting and the raving, but not this time.
Oh, you did it before I did, I think. about
That's
Stephen
true.
Dorff.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I have another one that I think
I've just
that I
become
actually think
synonymous with it.
that I actually think it's much worse than what I actually ranted.
That's why he's more experienced, because he did it before you did.
Yeah? Yeah?
All
true.
right. All
That's
right.
true.
Anyway,
Many
so
times.
For those of you guys who are living under a rock, Martin Scorsese is a pretty familiar name as a movie director, right? Great
No,
director.
never heard of
A lot of people
No
know.
idea who that is.
Yeah, you do. You know who Martin Scorsese is.
Who is she?
It's not a she.
Oh, sorry. So, Marvin Scoresboard.
Uh,
What's the deal with him?
Okay.
Marlon
Good
Scorsese.
Lord, guys. Come on.
That's a stretch.
I'm trying to say here. Okay.
Tell us what you're upset about for the first time ever.
Not the first time.
hearing
It's more than that.
Was-
Okay.
this.
Was,
Breaking the fourth wall.
like, was Marlene scored Stacy?
Okay, you know who he is, guys. He's a director that did Departed and also Hugo and also Goodfellas, which the director, guys, jeez.
I've never heard of any of those movies before in my life.
The Dictator?
Good thing he's not directing
This
because
is
we wouldn't
not
make the
gonna
final.
work if I don't get this out.
Good thing,
Oh, Legally Blonde.
That
good thing he's.
Barbie?
no,
Good thing,
Fucking
he,
love that.
Martin Scorsese. Dang it!
good thing he's not directing this, so we wouldn't make the final cut.
This is what happens when I get picked on all the time.
We would be blacklisted from Hollywood.
Anyway, we all know that the upcoming film Killers of the Flower Moon is coming out.
It's flowering into theaters.
That one was bad. Anyway, he made
It's a pun from Matthew. Of course, it's bad.
yeah. Anyway, there's we all know that film is going to be coming out, and he actually said something that actually got me pretty mad. Now, it didn't start out bad when I read the beginning part, but then when I got to the rest, that's when I knew I was going to get pretty mad. So here's what it says here, and then I do want to discuss it for a little bit. Okay, he said here, the theaters have to step up to make them places where people will want to go and enjoy themselves or want to go and see something that moves them. Not too bad so far. However,
I like to move.
you should put that into the bank. Okay.
Why?
Get out of here, King Julian.
So, anyway,
Napoleon.
not too bad so far on what he actually is saying. But then he goes on by saying, if Hollywood makes nothing but comic book and franchise movies and certain segments of the audience don't want to see those films, then nothing is going to get them to the cinema. The danger there is what it's doing to our culture. Because there are going to be generations now that think movies are only those. That's what movies are.
One word. Oppenheimer.
True, but here's the issue.
Here, rant. Go ahead
okay.
before I say anything.
Okay. I got a question. First, for one thing, excuse me, have you not heard of the recent critical acclaim box office hit films that came out in the last couple of years? Spider-Man No Way Home, The Batman, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Did you not know those films but actually became successful and a lot of people still love comic book movies? Now I get it. There are few comic movies that did not do well this year. The Shazam sequel, great example of that. And then there are other movies that did not do well.
That's a terrible example. Flash is a better example.
Well, yes, I was going to get that too. Flash did very badly when it comes to really hyping up for the film. I get that. And
Flash's box office was over in a flash.
227.
But anyway, so I get it. But there has been some phenomenal movies that had box office successes, and people still care about comic book movies. And here's what also makes me mad. He made that same freaking quote 4 years ago in 2019 that said the comic book movies are not cinema. Dude, you need to shut up. You literally said that once before.
He said that more than once before.
Exactly. More Scorsese is so wrong on so many levels because comic book movies are cinema. And for him to say that it's going to ruin movie theaters by saying that comic book movies is going to ruin cinema, that's stupid. It's dumb.
Dylan's over there meditating.
I mean, just be quiet, Martin Scorsese. God.
I mean, I've got thoughts about it. I don't agree with him.
Me either.
I mean, superheroes are for me.
Yeah.
They're not for everybody. Morton Score, whatever his last name is. He
He jokes about it so much that he actually forgot.
no,
Part of it's his age.
it is. He is from a different generation of filmmakers.
Yes.
He has contributed a lot to the filmmaking process and to the film industry as a total.
Yes. But he started in like the early 60s.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where like I could absolutely get behind it if we didn't have something like this happen every single fucking time. Slashers were big for a long fucking time. There's a reason why we got so many Friday the 13th movies. There's a reason why we got so many Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Like, there was a fucking reason. It's because slashers were huge at the time.
And before that was Westerns.
Exactly. Like, that's what it is now.
Chuck
This
Norris.
is superhero time.
It's just one of those things where I feel like it's one of those problems where like which like I'm not going to profile anybody, but when you get older, you start to forget how things used to be,
Like Matthew.
and you complain
Shut
about
up.
something where like you witnessed it before, but you probably didn't say anything then because you weren't acknowledging the fact that was happening.
Well, back
Like the Western thing, though. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I feel like it's the fact that superheroes are so common now, superhero movies.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Because I guarantee you back in the 80s, Martin Scorsese wasn't saying that about slasher movies.
Right.
I guarantee it. But he's saying it now because it's so fucking easy to hate on superhero movies because
Right.
of the overabundance.
Right.
And like, yeah, it's been predominant for the past 15 years.
Yeah.
So like, I get it.
He
I
wasn't.
get why he's saying it.
He wasn't even saying anything in like 2008 when there was 1 or 2 a year.
Right.
It's that there's like 12 a year.
Yeah, it's like, have you seen anything else coming out of theaters? Have you seen anything? We got Stray this year. We got Scream 6, which last time we got a Scream movie was, 2 years ago. But before that, it was what, 2011?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Right.
We got Barbie, which whether you fucking love or hate Barbie, that is a drastically different movie than what we've been getting.
The creator was
The creator.
highly original and it used recycled themes or
Yeah.
recycled concepts,
Okay.
but it was a very original movie.
Yeah. It's just like, I think that his thing is he's not seeing all this other shit. And like, I get that it's probably because people are constantly just talking about superhero movies.
Right.
I get that. But at the same fucking time, you can't be like, oh, well, it's just superhero movies in theaters. It's not.
It's not. No.
It's not. If it's only superhero movies in theaters, then why is your movie there?
They didn't do too well, but Last Voyage of Demeter and Renfield.
Yes, exactly. Like, we have other stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, people are talking about superhero movies. Guess what? That's going to start fucking fading off in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
It's going to.
I'd say
Because
probably
people
about
are getting
20,
bogged
30.
down.
Yeah.
People are getting bogged down by so many so much superhero content coming out
Yeah.
that it's just going to fade out into the next thing. Example, I think that what Jordan Peele has been doing is going to be the next thing. That's going to be the next kind of content
I
that
agree.
is
I do agree with
mainlining
that.
theaters.
I do agree with that. Yeah.
Because it's not simple horror.
Right.
And like there are people out there that think that Jordan Peele's movies also ruin the industry. Which personally I don't agree, but I'm also not one of the horror experts.
Yeah. I could
Like,
see
I'm not-
I could see elevated horror becoming like the next big thing.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. We have to wait
Especially
for the
after
next trend to
Scream.
come on. Yeah.
Huh?
Especially after Scream because of how that kind of brought it into the spotlight a little bit.
Kind of, yeah.
But yeah, it just ticks me off because Martin Scorsese he knows better than that. He knows way better than that.
He's just a cranky old man right now.
He is.
That's
He
all it
is.
I don't think elevated horror's reign will be as long as superhero movies.
No.
I think like maybe 5 or 6 years.
But it's going to be enough for a reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could honestly see if more movies come out like The Creator, I could see after the elevated horror, original sci-fi taking over for not even that long, maybe 2,
Yeah.
3 years.
I can see it.
I could see like high, like elevated level of sci-fi taking over, like Interstellar, Ad Astra. I
Yeah.
could see that taking over for a couple years.
But all I can say is though, I mean, if he said like, "Oh, I just don't care about superhero movies," that would have been fine. If he actually said that. But for him to say that comic books and movies is ruining cinema, I would not be going on a rant right now. If he did not say that, just keep the words to yourself, okay? If you don't like superheroes, fine, but don't say it ruins cinema. Don't.
Part of it is any publicity is publicity.
I know.
It's
And-
bad publicity for all of us, but people are still talking about them.
I know.
I think that we just need to stop asking people like him about it.
I agree.
Like Christopher Nolan made the comment of like anytime that you get a superhero movie now, anytime you get it, it doesn't.
Don't do it.
Oh.
Don't do it.
I was gonna say I'll take off
False
my
alarm.
fucking headphones.
Okay, false alarm.
But
Okay,
Christopher
thank
Nolan
God.
said. Christopher Nolan said that anytime that you get a superhero movie, you don't get movie stars. It's the character that's the star,
Right.
and that's just fucking plain not correct.
Chris Evans got big because of,
Well, he
Captain
was
America.
big before.
but he really elevated it with
You know,
Captain
like
America.
this was Robert Downey Jr.'s comeback.
It was just
It
redundant.
was.
was
It
superhero
was.
movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
But Paul Rudd has reached new audiences because of Ant-Man. We also got Gal Gadot because Gal Gadot wasn't huge.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was her breakout role.
Yeah, it was that I forget who played America Chavez, but like that was huge for Simu Liu.
Yeah.
No, these movie stars are coming out of the superhero movies.
Yes.
So what Christopher Nolan said was fucking wrong. Thing is, every single thing that he's fucking made has been elevated.
Yes.
Every single fucking thing. Even the Dark Knight trilogy,
Yeah.
which is one of the best known and best rated comic book trilogies that we've ever gotten.
Absolutely.
Like he made one of those, and he still said that it didn't create movie stars. Tom Hardy wasn't super well known during that.
Who was Heath Ledger before The Dark Knight?
Exactly.
He was in Knight's Tale. That's all I can say.
Lords of
He was in
Dogtown.
that.
and he done like comedies, and that was it.
Yeah. What's the Dogtown he was in?
Yeah, it was such a drastic turn for him.
Yeah.
Like-
Unfortunately, it was the last turn for him.
Yes, unfortunately.
Hopefully, I don't come back with another Martin Scorsese rant in the next
You
episode.
probably will. Somebody's going to ask him again.
Yeah, I know.
Because, man, we cannot fucking create new original questions to ask people.
Honestly, if we ever interview him on this podcast, I'd be scared to death. I'll be like, dude, I already criticized you for saying you don't like comic book movies, so I don't even want to be there for that.
Martin Scorsese is like Corey Taylor with Loudwire. I always ask him what Corey Taylor thinks.
Well, yeah. But
So, John's afraid of Martin Scorsese on the podcast now.
Well,
I'm
you
scared
say
of
you-
Christopher Nolan
you're-
on the podcast.
I
So we're
hate
looking forward to get both.
I hate
Oh,
to
God.
admit it because I respect him as a director.
Yeah,
he made
absolutely.
some great things, but it's just that he's just wrong. He's just so wrong on so many levels.
Yeah. No, and I feel like I feel like anybody. My worry is that, like going with my Christopher Nolan thing. If he were to hear the podcast, you'd be like, "Well, he's a fucking idiot."
That's what I was going to say. If we ever get him on the podcast, I dare you to ask why you make movies so complicated.
Oh man,
Oh, dude.
Tenet.
Oh, dude. He would fucking rip me apart.
He would.
Tenet.
I want to make it clear. I respect him as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just. I don't want to continue. I've said my thoughts about Christopher Nolan. I respect him as a filmmaker. I'm going to kind of fucking leave it at that, other than what
Yeah.
you just said.
Get massacred.
In my opinion, Ryan Johnson is better. I'll say that. If he says that I'm wrong, he says I'm wrong, man. I don't know what to say. Maybe have thick skin if he gets emotional about it or super pissed off. I don't know.
Right. But in conclusion, let's be honest with ourselves. Comic book movies, they're going to keep ruining the movie business. And it's good for business, period. It's good for business. Any genre is good for business, especially comic book movies.
Yeah.
And horror.
Exactly. My type of
Yes.
genre, I don't care for horror. But hey, if people still like it, okay. That's totally fine. Oh, brother.
All right, bend over, sprout him.
No thanks.
Hands against the wall.
I guess we should get into the movies that we got to watch.
Paul, you want to go first?
I can.
Uh,
Angel.
Oh, I was going to say John.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. I really saw a couple things this week.
Okay.
The first thing is I saw The First Harvest again,
Nice. All right.
and today I saw Saw X.
Hell fucking yeah.
I'm stealing that sandwich. I'm stealing it. That looks so
Looks
good.
Which you'll get to hear.
Does it not look
It
good?
looks fucking great.
Which he'll get to. He'll get his review of Saw X later after we talk about the
I'm
one
gonna
that we got
hold
to
on
go
to
see.
this.
But we'll get to that later.
Yes. I do have an announcement to make regarding The First Harvest.
Ooh, I can't wait for that.
I officially have the first batch of DVDs in,
Let's go.
and they look slick
Where can people buy them?
through me on Facebook.
Through you?
Yeah, they have to do a heart punch from Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay.
reach through my body to collect the DVD.
Simple
Oh,
enough.
Oh, I thought it comes out your butt.
I mean, if you want to go that way too, it's just a longer reach.
Hmm. But no, people can. In reality, I would prefer if people emailed me specifically alanmicacfilms@gmail.com. Email me to request a DVD. I will send you my Zelle information or my PayPal or Facebook Pay, whatever. $20 gets you a copy plus shipping.
Nice. Okay.
And when can people go see it in theaters?
October 14th is, I guess, the soft premiere in Bloomington. It's mainly going to be the cast and guests of the cast that will be there. Then October 19th is the big premiere.
that's the one that we're going to.
Yep.
Matthew and I assume Dylan, you guys are coming too.
I mean, I bought a ticket.
Well, there you go. We're all going.
I feel like that says everything.
We're all going. There you go. Okay.
Don't think you're getting a fucking face reveal, though. I'm good.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, but
Gotta
yeah,
keep this ugly
I'm
mug
excited.
hidden.
I'm excited to see the final cut. I
Dylan's
can't.
gonna
I
show up looking
I
like the
cannot.
Unabomber.
I
Yeah,
cannot-
no. I'm dead ass scared that he's gonna be like, get the fuck out.
I'm hoping. I'm
911.
hoping in the future that you get a wide release. I hope in the future that happens for you all. That'll be amazing.
Well, there's a possibility it might get a week run somewhere in theaters.
Nice. Cool.
I don't want to say on air because I don't want to jinx it.
So what were so can you say the name of the email again for those who might mispronounce it?
Is it? Are you recording again?
It's still recording. I'll cut it out later.
Okay. The name of my email?
Yeah, the email to go buy the DVDs.
Yes, alanmicacfilms@gmail.com. That is ALLENMIKAC films FILMS @gmail.com.
Not Meacock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
John.
get it, guys. I get it. I get it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Say it.
Son of a buck.
No,
He cussed.
say it.
Dad, he cussed.
Okay. Okay.
He can't.
I can't screw it up. I don't want to screw it up, man. Okay. Okay.
Say her name!
Okay. Mekak.
Ah.
Impressive.
Yay! There we go.
I was expecting him to come out of the barrel with
shout
my
out
cock.
shout out to my friend. I didn't want to mess up your last name.
She has had her name pronounced my cock before.
Okay.
Oh well, I'm not alone here. Thank God.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Good.
I will beat the fuck out of you.
I'm not gonna say
I bet you will.
I would.
Okay.
An agreement.
I only watched one thing, but it was back in 1957. It's just a comedy called the Jack Benny Program that I watched so many times when I was a kid.
Oh, Jack Benny. Okay.
Yeah.
You watched it all the way back in 1957.
Knew he was old.
Yeah, I knew you were going to ask that. However, I do want to talk about the movie/TV trailers I got to watch this week, and boy, there's some good ones. The trailer for Scavenger's Reign that's coming out on Max. It looks phenomenal. The animation is gorgeous. Might be a fantastic science fiction show. I can't wait to watch that.
And if you couldn't tell by the trailer, it will not be a kid's show.
Yeah. It could be more probably for well, not probably. It will be teens/adults. I'm going to assume.
No, it's adult. It's MA.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, John, you better close your eyes.
I still want to watch it.
yeah. It's set on Max. The trailer was TVMA.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm a little surprised that it was TVMA. A little surprised. I thought it was going to be TP14 for some reason. But it looks great. It looks amazing. Then I got to watch the trailer for Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft, the new Netflix animated show that's coming out. Man, it looks awesome. It looks great. I can't wait to see that show. Why are you laughing again? Good Lord. Wow. Okay. Okay, and then I got to watch two other trailers for the upcoming movies. I hope I said this name right. It's stop laughing. I know. It's pronounced Argyle, right?
Yeah.
Man, that looks great.
I've not watched the trailer yet.
Oh, it's awesome. The action, Henry Cavill is in it. Yes. The casting is pretty great, and this was going to be a very fun, action-packed movie. I can't wait to see it.
You've also saw 2 short films this week.
Oh yeah.
It's literally been 2 hours and you forgot already.
Yeah. What was the science fiction short film that we watched?
Wayward Gods.
Wayward Gods. Yes. It looks so good. Holy cow! That YouTube short is so good. I love that short. It's awesome. I already immediately gave it a like on YouTube. It was fantastic.
I gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd.
And then I probably got to watch Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Now, while I am so worried that this film could be bad, I love the trailer though. It looks awesome. But I'm so worried that it's not going to do good because of all the troubles with the production and the rewrites. It's nuts. So I don't know how in God's name this film is going to go. It's either going to go really good or it's going to go really bad.
I liked every single shot in that trailer except for one. Anybody that
That's
knows
true.
Which one I don't
That's
like.
true.
The shot of Amber Heard.
That's true.
I won't say anything.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
I'm not excited. My biggest complaint is the runtime.
Oh,
What
yeah.
time again?
155.
Ooh, that's pretty short.
Yeah.
Or well, I mean,
Well, the Marvels
for
is
that
going to be
kind of movie.
97 minutes.
Yeah.
there's no way that's
Oh, no, it is. It's
There's no
the
way.
shortest MCU movie.
97 minutes is no that-
Ridiculous. Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
It's true.
I
The
don't
first
believe it.
Aquaman. I would have expected to be around the same length as the first Aquaman or a little bit longer.
First
but
Aquaman was
225.
Yeah. Okay.
An hour 55 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how it goes from there. But overall, love the trailer, but I'm very worried, but let's hope they prove us wrong.
I don't know. There was something fishy about it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Son of a bitch.
Who wants to go next?
228.
Restarting stopwatch.
I guess I'll go next. I also watched Saw X for the first time today. We'll talk about that later. I also watched the first episode of Gen V. Friday night, I think. I liked it. I'm very much ready to get back into the world of the boys.
I guess the boys are back in town.
God,
Aye, that only lasted
129.
like 20 seconds.
Just like
Jeez
John.
Louise.
Did you like that one?
The amount of memes we are going to have from his facial expressions. We are going to have so many memes.
I heard he likes facials.
Paul, that one's going in the back.
Oh, man. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
124.
Yeah, that one doesn't count. It only counts when Matthew does the bad puns.
No, John, because you have a total of 12 in the bank right now.
Yeah, they're face to face with that one.
And here we go.
230.
We're facing a crisis.
2 seconds.
231.
Can you please stop with the puns, please?
You just
If
gotta
you
face
continue,
it.
I'm going to have a
Shut up!
up.
If you
Thank
continue, I'm going
God.
to have a face off with you.
Face off. 125, Paul.
We're going to Dylan, we're going to try to make him not do any more. Do another pun for
I'm
five.
not
for
telling
5
him
minutes,
not
for
to.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. No more puns.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
You just gotta
5 minutes!
You just gotta face it.
Shut up!
You know what? As a punishment, I'm not putting that one in the bank.
Okay.
Fuck you.
For
For 5 minutes,
Make-
they're not going to the bank.
Make that
Can I
10
just-
minutes.
You
Can
can
I
though.
just mute his mic?
Yeah, do it.
No,
Which one is yours?
I'm not telling you.
Which one is yours?
Trace the wire.
Oh, he's going to turn his mic down.
Speak now, bitch.
Okay. Okay, Dylan, keep talking. Go.
Okay. So I watched the first episode of Gen V. I really liked it. There's 2 others out right now. I really need to start watching those. I was not expecting that little. I don't know how exactly to say it. It's the same kind of shot in this episode that we got in the first episode of season 3 of The Boys. If you know, you know.
Excuse you.
I wasn't
Sorry.
expecting that.
It's okay.
But I watched that, and I rewatched the first 2 Expendables on Friday, I think, and as well as watching the third one for I believe the first time.
Okay.
They weren't as good as I remember.
Oh.
Okay, and I want to say, out of the 3 that I've watched, there being the 4th one out, I'm probably not going to watch it till it gets on streaming.
Yeah, me either.
Not in my opinion, it isn't.
Which one?
The second one. I think the
No,
second,
no. Like, which one is the best one for you?
I'd say 3.
Really?
I'd say 3, 1, 2.
Okay, interesting. So you prefer the PG-13 Expendables movie?
I do.
Huh.
Because it didn't need to be more. It didn't need to be more than PG.
Okay. I'm not upset
in
about
my
that.
opinion.
I'm not upset about that.
Yeah, but it's the one about number 2. I might upset you.
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
Okay, so you know how everybody shits on Rocky 4, and they're like Sylvester Stallone can't write.
I happen to love Rocky 4.
I look at Expendables 2. I think Sylvester Stallone can't write.
Oh, no! Oh!
Okay, so it wouldn't have been
Oh.
as bad if it weren't full to the fucking brim
Oh, that's painful.
with 80s action movie references.
What's the best part?
I hated it. I fucking hate it. There's
Oh,
only so many times
man.
where in relation to Arnold Schwarzenegger, you can say, I'm back. Or make a fucking reference to Terminator 2 with it still being okay. The first time, I was fine with it. I was like, okay, that's a little one-off. And then they kept fucking doing it. They made Die Hard references too. And on top of that, they referenced fucking Rambo.
I did not catch that.
They did. They literally said Rambo.
It's I'll be back. You've been back enough. I'll be back.
Exactly.
Rambo.
Yeah, he said, "What's next, Rambo?"
Yeah.
That's hilarious, though.
No, I fucking hated it.
Wow.
I hated it.
Ouch.
I'm okay with fourth wall breaking to a point. I'm okay with that. I like tongue-in-cheek references. They can be pretty fucking good at times. If they would have made the singular, I told you I'd come back, or fucking whatever his first time saying
You'll
it
be
is.
back enough.
Yeah, whatever the first, he said it once at the very beginning of the movie. If he would have just kept it at that, I would have been completely fine. But they kept fucking doing it. They kept fucking doing it. Also, was that Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yes.
Interesting villain. I'll say that about his performance. Interesting villain.
I didn't know that was him until after I saw the credits.
I thought that that's who it was as soon as I saw the kick. Because I haven't seen a whole lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme stuff.
Me either.
I just, as soon as I saw the kick, I was like, yeah, that's got to be him.
You got to admit, though, one of the best parts in the whole franchise is the Chuck Norris scene.
See, the Chuck Norris scene also fucking pissed me off. Okay, him taking out the entire town by himself would have been enough. That would have been enough.
What is
But he's
going
called the
on
fucking lone wolf. He's like, yeah, I only traveled by myself. And then he made that fucking snake joke.
Yeah.
Where I was bit by a rattlesnake once, and after 12 days of excruciating pain, it died. No, I
Yes.
fucking hated that.
Yes.
I fucking hated that. Chuck Norris jokes are funny to laugh at. They're well, maybe not today. Today they're a little dated, because that was one of the most popular fucking memes during the early 2010s.
Yeah.
But after going through all that and fucking, I enjoyed it when I was 10. I'll fucking say that. 25-year-old Dylan? Not so much.
I love Chuck Norris jokes.
I hated it. I hated it.
Ouch.
Oh, like I said, they could have left it at him killing everybody and them coming in, and if they were like, "Oh man, you're the lone wolf, right?" He could have been like, "I am. I'm the one who travels with no pack," or something. There was something fucking else to say there other than making a fucking Chuck Norris joke. The act was enough. I don't like Expendables 2. I don't. In my opinion, the first one, the writing was a little shoddy, but I was okay with it. I still enjoyed it. I didn't like Sylvester Stallone's facial hair in either of the first two.
Wow.
Got better the second one, but man, I think that man either needs to have full beard or nothing. I don't know. I just didn't like Expendables 2. I didn't.
Would you say they're expendable?
Yes. Yeah, I'll throw that in the bank, but yes. I could. I like the idea about the Expendables franchise. I really do. I like that they introduced a new wave of Expendables in the third one. I doubt that they kept with it in the fourth one. I wish that they would have. That would have been a good spinoff.
No, they have a new wave in the fourth one again, but they're really expendable characters. Like it's just Chuck Norris and Stallone and Statham. And
Yeah.
everybody else is like background characters.
Yeah, you'd mentioned that. I just if they would have done a spinoff where it was that new wave of expendable characters, I would have fucking loved it. I would have ate that shit up. They were the most compelling part of Expendables 3, other than Stallone going after Mel Gibson. Other than that, it was the most compelling part.
I love that part with Mel Gibson. You snap your back, I'll snap. I can snap yours. You know, make it snappy.
Yeah,
I need to watch the third one.
it's on. I was going to say it's on Peacock. It's not anymore.
It's on.
It just left.
It actually is on Netflix. So
They probably swapped over there like yesterday.
Yep. And Matthew, what did you got to watch? Because someone's got to get me tonight.
He's got his mouth full of balls right now. Give him a second.
Oh, okay.
He's got a gurgle.
And meatballs in the house.
Okay. Here we go.
Are you good?
He's got to drink his water, folks.
Got to refuel.
Refuel. Okay.
I have watched several short films this week. The Haunted Castle, 1896. The Astronomer's Dream, 1902. The Untamable Whiskers, 1904. Off to Bloomingham Asylum, 1901. Excursion to the Moon, 1908. The Original Frankenstein, 1910. I watched that splatter film Paul mentioned last week, Blood Feast. It was gory. For 1963, you're talking like brain matter splattered.
Jesus.
It was gorier than it was gorier than Halloween.
Oh, okay.
It might have even been gorier than the first Nightmare on Elm Street. Like it was gory. I was shocked. The House of Ghosts, that was 1908. That was another short. The Gate, which was a sci-fi horror short. Wayward Gods, which was a sci-fi short, which you guys watched.
Yeah.
I really loved that one.
Those on my list.
Huh?
I said I forgot to include those on my list.
I rewatched Alien. Excuse me. I watched a sci-fi horror short called Awakener. It was kind of a Lovecraft kind of.
Okay.
It's on YouTube. It's like 16 minutes. Rewatched Empire. I finished Sci-Fi September except for Mad Max Fury Road because I watched it in the middle of August.
Ah.
So I finished them all off. I did Empire Strikes Back, Blade Runner 2049, The Martian, Interstellar, and then I rewatched The Batman today. Finally, again. I've only watched it 3 times this year. I'm really slacking.
Gotta pick up those fucking numbers.
Yeah, I know. And then The Creator, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, that's all I watched this week.
What?
I guess we'll jump into our Creator review real quick.
Yes. It is okay if I tell you real quick about the movie.
Yeah, but first, spoilers.
Spoilers, of course. Okay, so this is a movie I was so excited for. I've been hearing early praise for the movie before it even came out. I only watched the teaser. I didn't watch the trailer. I only watched the teaser trailer because I was that excited.
I'll
for
get
it.
into the behind the scenes after you're done.
Okay. For me, the creator, for me, masterpiece. Amazing movie. Loved it. Such a powerful, emotional roller coaster ride. This whole film for me was just phenomenal, and for me it was magic. The way that they were able to execute scene by scene with only a $4,000 camera is unbelievable.
You just fucked up, John.
That was one of the things I said I meant behind the scenes about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. That's my bad. But yeah, but the whole thing, I thought to myself, okay, how can you make the science fiction movie like better than this? Like this is ridiculous. Because I stared at the entire screen, thinking to myself, well, this may be not only Garrett Edwards' best looking movie, but it might be his best film yet. And I love Rogue One like a lot, but this tops that. The child was just adorable. I love her in this movie, and she was so funny. She was so funny in this movie. I'm not gonna say not gonna say the word, but I'll go like this. She pronounced the person as butthole when she thought the name was butthole.
Oh, so his name was Asshole?
Yes, she thought the name was that.
Yeah, she's like, my name is whatever, and his name is this. He's an a-hole. So she's like, hey, a-hole.
That part made me laugh. That was so funny.
The funniest part was, this kid is like probably like 8 or 9, and they're like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "We play a game. It's called Help Him Stay Alive and Not Get Shot by the effing police."
And I was just thinking, okay, that child's got a dirty mouth.
Okay.
But it was hilarious though. It was so funny. In fact, the whole acting in general was great. John David Washington, holy crap, he is the next big star throughout the entire career. He is incredible in this movie.
For her limited role, Gemma Chan did really good too.
Yes. She was great. But I was, oh man, the whole film was so good. I could not stop thinking about it. It was that good. I want to go see it again. I want to see it a second. I want to see it a third time. That's how much I absolutely love this movie. The way it ended was also powerful and very interesting. All I can say is the child didn't die. Thank God. The child was safe. That's the best part. But the way they actually ended by the fact that the hero actually had to go back to the person that he fell in love with in the beginning of the movie, that was like, okay, I see what you did there. And he did say to the child, "I'll see you in heaven." And I was like, yeah, that's good. I like that. That's why I'd say a powerful film, because it has some religious themes, kind of. But it was pretty much the whole sci-fi / emotional thriller stuff. You can
Elevated sci-fi.
Yeah, elevated sci-fi. Yeah, exactly. But and to the other critics that actually thought that it was only get a 67% or something like that last time I checked. I mean, come on, it's way better than that, critics. What is your problem? It's Oscar worthy.
It is.
In terms of visuals, in terms of its acting performance, the acting better not get overlooked, people. It's that good.
I think since Dune did not come out this year.
Thank God.
Shut up. I feel like the creators is going to light up the categories at the Oscars.
I hope so.
Like all the visual and sound categories.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot to mention the score. Hans Zimmer score, fantastic. I may need to listen to the soundtrack because it might be one of his best scores in a long time.
I feel like his last really good Dune was pretty good, but
Right.
I feel like his last really good score was Interstellar.
True. But I just love the score. I love I love the choir music behind it and the way they actually managed to do like the dum 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 like.
I don't remember choirs, but I remember that.
Well, the symphony and
Yeah.
stuff. it was beautiful.
There was a lot of percussion, but that's Hans Zimmer's signature.
Yeah, I mean he's the composer goat, man. I mean Hans Zimmer is the best. So to get to my conclusion, it's one of the best things I have seen this year. It's in my top 3 of the best movies of the year. It's not even close. In fact, when I was checking my laptop last night, I had like 19 movies. That's like my favorite movies of 2023. The Creator is like my 20th now. And that's the closest I got to 20 movies in a long time of the best films of the year. By a clear mile, it was that quick. I don't know if we get to like 20 movies like to like December. This is already October. And already got 20 movies that I love this year.
Yeah, I've seen like 33 movies this year so far.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's been a great year for films,
Yep.
despite the box office going up and down in terms of some films.
Yeah, I'll probably end up seeing 50 before the end of the year.
Yeah. But
Thanks to the podcast.
yeah. But I love this movie. I want to see this movie again. I want to see it multiple times. I can't wait till it comes out on Blu-ray so I can watch it again on HDTV.
How many stars do you give it?
Huh?
How many stars?
Oh, if I could give it more than 5, I could. It's that phenomenal. And if I could give more than 10, I could. It's a special movie. I absolutely love it. I do have to go, guys. My mom's gonna pick me up. So, to the listeners and to the viewers, I'll see you back for the next episode. And to my podcast buddies, I love you, and I'll see you boys next time.
See you next time.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, right.
Nighty night.
Listen, if you fall on your way out and you break your fucking hip, it could lead to something worse, old man.
See you, dude.
Yeah, work tomorrow.
Yep, see you tomorrow. I'm not gonna step on Angel. I'm not gonna kill her. Enjoy the rest of your night, boys. You too.
Did y'all hear that? I think it was a ghost.
Okay, time for my review. I'm just gonna ignore that sound. Very well done visuals. Story had elements of other sci-fi, Blade Runner, whatever, Terminator, but it executed in a very original way. And visual score, acting was not it was good, but it wasn't the highlight. You could definitely tell Gareth Edwards shot it. The war scenes were very reminiscent of the beach on Rogue One.
Okay.
It was shot very similarly. It's the same cinematographer as Rogue One. He also did the Batman and Dune.
Mm.
But yes, it was a Sony FX3 $4,000 camera. Which if you weren't here for the episode where we interviewed Rob Mello.
Mm.
But for Happy Death Day, they used two $250,000 cameras.
Jesus.
So for using a $4,000 camera on a big budget movie like this, and it looking that incredible, have you seen Blade Runner 2049?
Yeah.
The city cyberpunk looked even better in this than in that.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So that should tell you like how good the visuals actually were. The war scenes were very well shot. They didn't use green screen. It was all on location. Very limited CGI.
Mm.
It was mostly practical. They hired Industrial Light and Magic from Lucasfilm
Oh, okay.
to do stuff. I seen something online. I'm not sure if it's true. It's one of the most practical sci-fi movies since Star Wars, the original,
Okay.
in terms
okay.
of how less CGI and stuff they use.
Right.
And I guess he used like guerrilla, like war filmmaking tactics, like news reporters going into the middle of a real war zone.
Ah, okay.
So it was very interesting how some of it was shot. It had John David Washington, Denzel's son,
Yeah.
Gemma Chan, the kid. I think it was her first movie, and the only other cast member I recognized was I'm gonna butcher his name, Ken Watanabe. He was in the first Godzilla movie, both Godzilla movies, 2014 and 2019.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He was the guy that sacrificed himself in the nuclear area in Godzilla 2019. The doctor. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, though.
I think I fully recognize the name. He's right fucking there.
Yeah. Yeah, you've seen him
Watanabe.
before. Just look him up real quick, yeah.
Ken Watanabe. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was one of the simulants, one of the robots with human skin.
Okay.
But really well done movie, great score. This might be a hot take. I need to watch it a couple more times. It might pull out higher on my list than Spider-Verse and Guardians for the top movies of the year.
Really?
It might end up taking the number one spot as of right now.
Okay. Okay. Not a whole lot of surprise knowing you. Yeah, I could have predicted that. I think.
Well, I love Guardians. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah. No. I know. But like your major sci-fi, especially like offbeat sci-fi.
Yeah, like Interstellar. stuff
Yeah.
like- Martian. A lot more elevated stuff. Yeah, I feel like I could take the number one spot. I need to watch a couple more times.
Okay. I only need to watch it about like 12 more times. This is no biggie.
Well, I want to.
Knock that out on a Sunday afternoon.
I just want to make sure, like, because obviously you have your initial impressions,
Uh-huh.
and you want to make sure it stays like that the more you watch it.
Yeah, you don't want it to just be the hype that's driving you forward.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, at first I thought like the Snyder Cut was gonna, well, yeah, I could use that as an example because that was 2021.
Yeah.
That's when everything was coming on HBO Max directly the same day. I watched Snyder Cut a couple times. Like, I loved it. It ended up being my third movie that year. But like, I watched Dune way more that year, and it took my number 2 spot.
Okay.
So like, yeah, it's just repeated watches. Dune was a better view,
Yeah.
and then obviously, there's no reason anyone should have anything other than No Way Home at number 1 in 2021.
It's too fucking good.
It
Everything about it.
But yeah, overall, 5 stars, and I think it's probably one of the best sci-fi movies outside of your typical Star Wars, and it's probably one of the best in the last 10 years.
Okay. There are a lot of people that would say that that's not stiff competition.
Yeah, but yeah, 5 stars.
Nice.
I guess it's Saw time.
All right, let's cut to it.
I saw that coming. It was an excellent film. The only question is who's going first.
I'm 28, and then I'll put mine up to 35. Man, 35.
Did it make the cut for the top ones in the
You
series?
son of a bitch. 233. Paul, do you want to go first? You're the horror expert.
I sure can. Obviously, for those of you who don't follow our podcast that much, spoiler alert!
Cut it out.
Christ. Shut the fuck up. 234.
I can't shut the fuck up if I have to give. Oh, you're talking to Matthew. I'm tired, okay?
It's okay.
I had a very long weekend.
I got you.
Anyway, Saw X is absolutely incredible.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It is so good. It is easily the best sequel.
Yeah.
Easily. Better than the prequel, the other prequels. And I don't know how anyone's going to feel whenever I say this. I think it's actually Tobin Bell's best performance as Jigsaw.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the most relatable performance. It's the most... I don't know if I'd say it's the most believable because he's always done good.
Yeah.
But it's his best performance as Jigsaw.
Yes.
I love that we got more emotional depth from him. We literally see him crying
Yeah.
in a couple of different scenes. I love that they brought back Amanda. She might be an annoying bitch. Well, there's no might be. She is an annoying bitch.
I liked her way more in this one than any
Oh,
other
yeah.
appearance that we've gotten her.
Easily. This made me a fan.
Yeah. I get the love.
And, I mean, I believe the actress, her name is Shawnee Smith.
It sounds
believe-
correct, yeah.
That's correct.
She did really good in this movie. I love that we got to see a little bit of inner conflict that, she didn't necessarily want to do it. she was struggling if she was going to help John, especially with the girl.
Yeah, with Gabrielle.
Yes, with Gabrielle, that was whenever she was really struggling. That being said, this might be a hot take. The victims, I really wish that they would have cast better actors. I was not
Really?
necessarily the biggest fan of any of them.
Okay.
I didn't believe any of their performances. Matthew, you're going to get a kick out of this. The Gabriella character, there was one point whenever she was in a monotone way, at least that's how I interpreted it, in a monotone way. She's like, no, stop it.
You are kidding.
I'm not kidding.
No.
Can
no.
you verify that?
Which part was that?
I
I just
think
remember
it was
her like
whenever-
weekly begging.
Yes, it was her weekly
Yeah.
begging. I think it was just before the chain lifted her.
Oh.
No.
Yeah. No.
She was like,
No, dead ass.
no, stop
Yeah.
it.
No.
It should,
No.
like,
Stop
stop.
it. No.
Exactly.
No.
You did better than her in Manic.
Wait, what? I was better?
Yes.
I'm not even
Yes.
joking.
Yeah.
You've seen it then?
Star X? Yes.
No, the Manic.
Oh no.
Okay.
Fuck is the Manic?
It's my first short film.
Oh,
from
my bad.
2018.
We shot it.
It's on YouTube, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
It was shot on like $100 camera.
Yes.
Oh.
No additional audio. Like it was just the raw camera audio,
Yeah.
Oh.
and it was just us.
And we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Well, you figure it out.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Picked up a few awards since then. But
I recommend you take a couple puffs and then watch it.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
it might actually be semi decent if you're high. But no,
I like Mulan.
The bludgeon scene was pretty good.
the what?
The bludgeon scene.
Yeah, the sound was actually decent.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But no, Saw X. I didn't like the actor they picked for Mateo. At least while they were in the traps. The traps, I felt all of them were really weak performance wise.
Yes.
Mateo was not believable in the trap. What was the first chick? I can't remember what her character name was.
Vanessa?
It started with a V.
Yeah.
I think they need acting lessons from Holly.
They do.
Let's just call her Vanny for right now.
Yeah. Yeah, her trap was one of my favorite traps in the entire franchise.
Really?
I loved it. It was brutal. And I mean, if she wouldn't have dragged her ass, she might have actually won the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, massive spoilers here. She had to cut off her leg and suction out bone marrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucking brutal. And then if she failed to get a certain weight of marrow.
Yeah. There's like 5 ounces or something like that.
Yeah.
And she needed 3.
Yeah. Then the same type of wire that she was using to cut through her leg was going to cut through her neck. I loved that trap. But her
It was good.
performance sucked.
Was it quick or just quick chop?
No, like
Um,
it like ran it like a saw.
Yeah.
And it would just like through her neck.
Yeah.
Okay. That
But
would've been
she
too
had
bad,
to like
probably.
she had to manually
It was slow enough that
Oh,
it would have hurt.
yeah, she had to manually do it like
Yes.
like a hacksaw through her leg. So it wasn't like quick like like she had to all the way
Yeah.
up. Yeah. It was brutal.
I hate the main like scam artist in this.
Cecilia.
Yes.
Oh.
Now that being said, we're supposed to hate her.
Yeah.
I think. So she did her job pretty damn well. The part whenever she ended up like chopping open V to get her intestines to
Oh,
try
yeah.
to get the table, I actually thought that was very cool.
Yeah, no, I like that. That was creative.
It was.
I am a fan of summer sausage.
Anyway, I'm going to completely ignore you, Matthew.
Dylan
I-
WC is traumatized.
I really did enjoy the brain surgery trap, even though I wasn't a fan of his performance while he was in it.
Yeah.
the only part that kind of let me down was I felt like that the kill itself would be different. I didn't anticipate that he was going to essentially get his head burned.
Yeah.
I do wish that they would have done something slightly different, but I mean, that being said, it was a death mask, which was cool.
Yeah, no, that I like
Um,
that. I like that aspect of it.
I feel like his performance was probably the most unbelievable, aside from the one part with Gabriella,
Yeah.
because, you know, if you are literally cutting a part of your brain out, you know, depending on the part that you're cutting, you might lose mobility.
Right.
And you certainly aren't going to be just sitting there. I mean, he was definitely screaming, but to me, it didn't seem like he was believably in pain.
Yeah. No, he was just like
You just
"Ugh."
cut off your skull,
Right.
part of your skull, and you cut out part of your brain, and you act like that you just stubbed your toe. That was the biggest downside with that.
He did though. He was just like
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I-
Probably could have done better.
Yes, you could have. Gabriella, I did enjoy the character. I thought that she was a fascinating character. Her trap was probably the weakest in the movie. To an extent, Matthew, I wasn't the biggest fan of her trap. It was interesting.
I like that it was creative.
It was.
It
It
was
was
utilizing
different.
something that was already there,
Yes.
and like it was tailor made almost,
Yeah.
based off like scraps.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I think that Cecilia was working against them the entire time because she said, "Start with your foot," which if you've seen the movie, you'll remember that she was suspended by one of her arms, and then she had another
The
chain around
opposing
her
leg.
foot.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Don't start with your foot because then you're just going to hang there still in front of the radiation. Start with your hand, fall to the ground. You're away from the radiation. Take that time, get your foot free, get away from the radiation. Because, I mean, they demonstrated that the radiation was going to move, right?
Yeah.
So chances are if she would have started with the hand, it still would have like gone down or pointed down or something. But she should have not listened to Cecilia. I think Cecilia was working against her. And then I use further evidence in whenever Cecilia was like essentially freed from the trap, she breaks her neck and kills her,
Yeah.
which was a fascinating twist because I mean Kramer clearly wanted her to live.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily see the twist coming that the one dude was in on it. I know you said you saw it whenever
Yeah.
we were talking privately. I didn't see that coming. Normally I see shit like that coming, but this was a little different. I love that Jigsaw was playing them from the very beginning. It didn't play out exactly as he had anticipated, and he even says as much.
Yeah.
I thought that it was a very interesting character choice for Jigsaw. Whenever massive spoiler, Matthew, he was chained into the trap in Cecilia's place, and they brought in a child
Yeah.
from the outside. They brought in a fucking kid who Jigsaw interacted with earlier in the movie, fixing his bike tire.
Yeah, that's where he learned the word pole
Yes.
in Spanish, yeah.
And like he formed that bond with that kid in that moment, and they put the kid on the other side of the trap. And at that point, it was like, oh fuck, that's something Matthew would do. No, on a serious note,
Dude,
I thought-
if Matthew were in that trap, he would have pushed that lever so fucking
oh,
hard.
he would have.
You would have,
would've.
fuck this kid, I'm getting out.
So Matthew, the trap was they were both chained down on either end of the trap, and one lever would be pulled, and they would kind of dip back a little bit and be waterboarded with blood.
Yeah.
I hope that kid's ready for a shower.
Well,
No.
Jigsaw in Spanish, which it's funny because he made mention of not knowing Spanish earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
So at some point he learned the phrase "don't pull," And
Well, he just said no holla.
yeah. So he he made it clear to the kid, you're not going to be the one dying on this trap.
Yeah.
And so Jigsaw basically waterboarded himself with blood and was intending to sacrifice himself so that the kid would live.
Wow.
But like the kid picked up on it during that,
Mhm.
so he ended up waterboarding himself
Yes.
to give John a second.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then John was like, "Fuck no!" He pulled it back,
And then he
kept
held
his hand
on.
off. Yeah, he was making it so that the kid wouldn't be able to dip back again.
Yeah. And what was I going to say? Damn it.
My bad.
It's no, it's okay. It's okay. I love that those fucking idiots went into the room and thought that they could just take the bag of money.
Right.
Like, they did not do their homework on Jigsaw.
Yeah, she was fucking teasing him the entire time too. Like, "Oh man, how is it that I beat you?"
How is it that you're such a smart man and I'm the one that beat you?
Right,
no,
right.
bitch, no.
Since we got on the subject of waterboarding, I got a story to tell you guys.
If it's a joke, I'm going to actually murder you right now.
We're
Okay.
gonna waterboard you.
We are.
I've got to humiliate myself. So
Pretty
someone,
often.
someone I know is going on vacation. This was a couple years ago, and she was going to like the Bahamas or something. And I meant to say it would be fun to try wakeboarding. And I said it would be fun to try waterboarding.
That is actually pretty funny.
And it's like, wait, that's not right.
Well, when you're in Rome.
But
When you're in Russia.
they take the bag of money, or what they think is the bag of money, and it sets off a timer in that room, of course. And then it's revealed, oh shit, Jigsaw planned this
Yeah.
as a backup plan. He had an insurance policy here. And at that point, the trap that him and the kid was on lowered. That neither of them was being waterboarded at this point, and then, they're able to get out. The two fucking morons who didn't know who John Kramer was, apparently.
Yeah, even though she was like, "I'd figure out who you were, Jig fucking Saw."
I hated how she said that, though. It just sounded awkward. Jig fucking Saw.
I thought that she said Jiggy Saw for a second, and
Uh-huh.
I was like, yeah, she showed up at one point.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of that line. I thought the dialogue in that part could have been better. But, yeah, of course, as Jigsaw predicted, she stabbed the dude in the back. And the one thing I wish we would have had more clarity on is, was she able to leave or did she die?
Oh, dude, she's still fucking there. She died.
Yeah.
Because he said to all of them, like, if you don't play the game right, or you don't play the game at all, you're never leaving here.
hmm
Like, you will die here by yourself.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and the only
Mhm.
reason why he had found that fucking location after leaving was because he was so, like, architecturally inclined.
hmm
So, like, numbers was his fucking strong game.
hmm
That's the only reason why he found it again.
hmm
So, anybody else is going to be shit out of fucking luck trying to find it.
Yeah.
So since this one's meant to be farther back, did they de-age?
I don't think
No.
that they de-aged
Okay.
him. No. That being said, though, Tobin Bell has aged really well.
He has. He has.
He looks damn good for being in his 80s.
Yeah.
So, this is probably the biggest spoiler of the movie. Earlier in the movie, John Kramer makes a phone call, and he addresses who he calls as detective.
Yeah.
That is the moment I was like, Mark Hoffman is back. He's gonna make an appearance, even if it's small.
Well, his voice was in the trailer, too.
It was.
Yeah.
It was clearly Mark Hoffman. So we knew he was coming back. It was just a matter of how, where, and when. And, of course, he wasn't in the primary movie. He wasn't in the main part. Except for that phone call where you don't even hear him. But the mid-credit scene, I don't know why everyone's calling it a post-credit scene, because it's clearly
It's a
mid-credit.
blanket term.
But yeah, it starts with Jigsaw talking to I can't remember what the character name is, a dude that basically started the con. Started the process of getting John Kramer
This
there.
is my war scar.
Yeah. And then the scar wasn't there. Go figure. Mark Hoffman comes in. I don't know what the actor's name is off the top of my head. They didn't DH
Beats
him
me.
either. He looked really good too, though. And I mean, it was a very short performance. He only had like 2 lines. But to me, this clearly sets up Saw 11.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're going to keep making these movies as long as people are still going. And I mean, shoot, in the 1 weekend it's been open, it's already made back its money.
Yeah.
So they're going to keep going for sure. And I hope that they bring back Amanda again. I hope they bring back Mark Hoffman. I really want to see Dr. Gordon again, too.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
that if we do a proper sequel to all of the movies and you want to continue the legacy, have Amanda, have Dr. Gordon, it's kind of unclear if Mark Hoffman is still alive. He may or may not be.
Yeah.
Um,
Because last we saw him was in 7, right? And that was
Yes.
when all the other apprentices were ganging up on him.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
That was whenever Dr. Gordon trapped him in the first room.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then that was it. That was the last time we saw him. We don't know if he found a way to escape. We don't know if he's still there.
He's gotta still be there, unless like the next movie takes place a couple days later.
Right.
Like
I can see them
dude
doing
has to
that,
be
though,
alive.
truthfully. Because, I mean, they've already established that, different Saw movies take place in... It jumps around a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
So I can see them doing that. I don't think that would be Saw 11. But I can see them eventually doing that. I also think it's hilarious. I don't know if you saw the video or not, but the actor that plays Mark Hoffman, somebody approached him at a signing, and they were like, man, I'm a big fan of your work in the Saw movies, and I know that you can't say anything about Saw X if you're in it, but I hope that you are. And he was like, oh, no, I'm not. And then he winked big like that. And it's like, son of a bitch, you probably just broke an NDA. But no, his performance was a small part of the movie, but very effective. And
I mean, he didn't spoil NDAs as much as Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo do.
oh, Jesus Christ.
True.
He also technically didn't spoil it. He just winked. But
Yeah, he was just being cheeky.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically like, I may or may not be. He, even though they didn't de-age him, he still looked relatively the same.
Yeah.
I was quite impressed by that. Same thing with Tobin Bell. Overall, this movie is really, really good. I love that it was more story-driven. It didn't need to focus on the traps nearly as much as the previous entries.
Yeah.
For that reason, I think that this movie will definitely attract the hardcore Saw fans, and I think that they will still love it as a faithful adaptation into the series. A faithful installment into the series. But I also think because of the fact that it doesn't focus as much on the traps, and it focuses a lot on John Kramer, I think that that'll also attract outside horror fans. They might like horror, but they don't like the gore as much. And I mean, this definitely ups the gore.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it doesn't focus as much on it or the traps. And I think that for that reason, Saw might gain following. Saw might gain a bigger following than it already has. My last note on Saw X is I love that we had like Tobin Bell in most of the movie.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I think the Saw movies lacked was he was never in any of them a ton.
Yeah.
Saw 3, you could
Yeah. Saw
argue.
3 was basically most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he was not in them as much as you would think. Especially the first. Well, he was.
Well, he was in
The
the
dead
room
body.
the entire time, but
We didn't know it was him
yeah.
until the end. Best fucking plot twist in horror history, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that we had him in most of the movie, and like I said, his best performance in the franchise yet. So good. If you are looking to get into acting, you need to study his performance in this movie. he like you can actually empathize with him,
Yeah.
which is not really something that you could quite do
Yeah.
before, unless you happen to be in his predicament that was told about in the first
Yes,
three
yeah.
movies. But you could really empathize with him. You felt bad for him. And I mean, he got fucked over hardcore. You actually were rooting for him. And it was just a very well done movie. I felt like some of the cinematography was a little shaky. Like that first part where I think he was in a park, or no, he wasn't in a park. It was whenever he first got to the city. I felt like the camera was literally shaky.
Mm.
I was not the biggest fan of that. I don't know if you saw that or not.
No, I didn't really know how to like put my finger on it, but yeah,
Mhm.
no, I noticed.
I wasn't the biggest fan of that. Whenever the movie started to get a little deeper in and they got into the traps and whatnot, I felt like the cinematography was a lot better there.
Yeah.
I also thought that how they revealed, or how Jigsaw found out that he'd been conned, I loved that part too. Because, I mean, whenever they're doing the surgery on him, they
Mm.
have the video playing, and, then one of them says to the quote unquote surgeon or whatever, turn the screen away. And it's like, what?
Yeah. He's
What
like,
the fuck is
"Nurse,"
going on?
And then he just, yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes back to give Gabriella the bottle of wine that she said was the favorite. And then he sees the DVD. And he plays it, and it's the same thing that he saw whenever he was out.
Yeah.
Ooh, man. At that moment, you're like, fucking kill these guys, Jigsaw. It was a very well done movie. As far as a star rating would go, probably not any surprise to Matthew. I'm going to give this one a 5
Yeah.
out of 5.
Can I mention something real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Because I don't want to forget. So we've been talking over the last few weeks about the Creator versus Saw.
Yes.
Creator did win the box office. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. We've been talking about it, so I just wanted to make mention of it.
Listen, we got about another 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying for the opening weekend it won.
Well, yeah, for the opening.
That's what we were
weekend.
talking about, I think, for the most part, hasn't it been? We were talking about the opening weekend.
For the most part, yeah. I'd say so.
I could say
So
so.
yeah, it won the box office for the opening weekend. I might rewatch the Saw movies. I don't know.
I'd
say so.
I
at least
would
want
at
to rewatch
least
the first one.
Yes. At least rewatch the first one because, like we established, this one takes place between Saw 1 and Saw 2.
I enjoy the first one. It's just
the fir-
after that it just gets so gory and
It does. This one definitely has the most gore, I would say, but it has it in less parts of the movie. If that makes any sense.
yeah, it does.
I don't know. I don't know how much I would agree with that.
Specifically with the first trap and ripping out the decapitated bitch's intestines.
Yeah, okay, I could see that. Because for me, it would be it was 3.
Yeah, I thought 3 was the worst from what I remember.
Yeah, because you see a dude get all 4 of his limbs turned around and then his head
That is
gets
true.
snapped around.
That is true.
I would say that that's the most gory moment that we've had.
And then the acid, sticking the hand in the acid.
Yeah, sticking the hand in the acid, the fallen angel, is that what it's called?
Bloody Angel.
Bloody angel, sorry. Yeah, like there was that. I feel like we had some more gory moments, but I feel like this was the most balanced out of all of it.
Yeah.
Where we were between like pretty gory things, and then it would just be like the fish hook up the throat.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was one of the least gory ones we've ever gotten.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it was entirely internal. Yeah, no, I don't have much more to say about it than you did. I have my comments about it. I knew going into it that it took place. Obviously, I knew going into it that it was going to take place between the first and the second movie. However, during it, I found myself thinking that I caught myself a couple times going like, no, this This would make sense being between the second and the third one too. Because so when you watch it and they talk more about Amanda than anything. How at one point Amanda says she doesn't deserve a chance, talking about Cecilia. And kind of talking about everybody but Gabriella as a whole. And John turns around and says, everybody deserves a second chance. You should know that better than anybody. The way that I took that in the movie was she had gotten her second chance as his apprentice in the second one. That's how I had taken it. So I was like, this could easily go in between 2 and 3. Because there's not a whole lot about it. He already thinks that he's about to die. You could say that the second movie takes place at the very beginning of this movie. You could say that, and it wouldn't affect it whatsoever. It still looks great. She still has the same fucking haircut from the second movie. Well, close. It was a little bit longer than the second one. I did like that they fleshed out Amanda more. That was great. Like I said, I didn't like her a whole lot before this one. Which, granted, we were supposed to not like her before this one. But I've seen a whole lot of love ever since following more horror people. I've seen a lot of love for her. I just didn't really get it until this one. This one, she was just fucking great. I loved her in this one. Everything she said, I was like, this is awesome. I hate that she becomes a bitch after this, but she's good otherwise. Yeah, Tobin Bell gave one hell of a fucking performance. And we had the moment where he was crying. But on the opposite end of it, well, not really opposite because we're staying negative, but the really emotional scene where it's like, you took advantage of people who were dying. It's like, who does that? You judged me? You're saying this about me, but you chose to do this? It's like, no. We never see him get mad. I think we've only seen him get close once, and it was with the man who had killed his baby. I think that's the closest we had ever seen toward seeing him be pissed. My God. The chops on this fucking man. Fucking great. I know being pissed off, that was awesome. And I just, it was so fucking good. It was so fucking good.
And that should show for people to go see it too, because you don't often get horror movies aren't known for their acting usually.
Yeah.
So if you get a quality acting performance in a horror movie, that should convince you to go see it. If you're a horror fan and not on board with this movie.
Yeah, yeah. And thankfully we've been getting more phenomenal performances from killers.
Yeah.
Or at least unmasked killers. Because body acting is amazing. It's super underappreciated when it comes to acting, in my opinion. It's the reason why Andrew Garfield is such a great fucking Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best at body acting. But it's we normally only are oh yeah, no, this person, well, like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
People are oh, not great. Yeah, no, he's a good body of it, but there's not a whole lot past the body.
Right.
But we've got Mia Goth, and she's fucking turning heads today. Holy shit! Like I talked about Pearl last week, I think. Fucking great in that one. Going back to the first Scream movie, they were fucking amazing, man. We need more killers with phenomenal performances.
Yes.
Those are the only ones that I can immediately.
Hey.
Can I get that product placement in there?
Hey.
But we just don't really get that, and we had been we'd seen Tobin give a good performance before. I definitely agree. This is his best performance by far. But it's just like we'd been told like his story and to feel bad for him, like to a degree, not to like exactly sympathize with the fact that he's basically forcing people to kill themselves or something else. But we've always been told like how horrible he feels, like all the shit that he's gone through and everything, and we've only really gotten that through flashbacks. But to like see it basically in real time is just amazing. I like when a long running franchise, which with this being the 10th film, I would definitely say this is long running.
Yeah.
I like that with long running franchises, they like to change the pace, kind of. They change it up a little bit. That's one of the things that I really admired about Spiral. It's so drastically different from every other Saw movie. And then Jigsaw was kind of the same. Like that didn't stray too far from the path, but it at least was intertwined more. This one, it just, I loved everything they did with the narrative aspect of it, because we've always had that intermittent storytelling, where we tell a story of the people in the traps, and then we have a consecutive story running at the same time. Where in the original one, it was the detectives running along next to the traps and everything, trying to figure out everything. This one, first of all, I like the fact that he was interacting with everybody. He was showing them his face, which this is aside from his very first victim. It's like the only time we see it during the trap. Like the first movie, he got up and walked out, and that's when they realized who the fuck he was. This one, he's showing them the entire fucking time, like, this is who I am. You know damn well what you fucking did. I'm going to give you a fucking chance. Like, he's showing him the entire time. He's talking to him. He's toying with him almost. Like, I definitely, like, I feel like one of the things that we didn't really discuss is like how he must have been during that moment, during all those games, the amount of restraint that he had to put on himself. God, like I was fucking blown away. It's just such a fucking good movie. I said it before, I'll say it again. This is the best Saw movie that we've gotten since the first Saw movie. Like nothing can top the first one, at least. Not yet. Like, who fucking knows? There could be something that, like, basically reinvents the wheel.
After Saw X, I think it might be possible.
Yeah, I mean, this was fucking close. Like, I think that it... You mentioned it earlier. As soon as, fucking, what's his name? Teddy? Sears? Fucking whatever.
Yeah.
As soon as the boy toy fucking showed up.
Teddy Sears was in it?
No. This guy's name was Sears. I just couldn't remember his first name. So I just, Teddy Sears popped into my head.
I was like, hey, I know him.
No. As soon as Boy Toy showed up outside the fucking warehouse, I was like, this motherfucker's in on it. Because how the fuck else would he fucking know that they were there?
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay. They said that it was, what, like a 2-week treatment?
Mm-hmm.
With him being on the concoction? You're telling me that this man, who had gone under the fucking knife and been on this concoction longer than John had. Like, he was, like, doing his fucking follow-up when John showed up.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do that shit same day. You're telling me that this guy chose this exact moment to show up. It's like, bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit. They used, somehow, one way or fucking other, because I didn't predict that it was him that she called. But I was like, they probably triangulated it or something. We don't know anything about this dude's life.
That would have been a nice little secret crossover that horror fans would not have got if it was Teddy Sears.
Honestly, I would have been super down for Teddy Sears to show up.
Yeah. He did a good Zoom. He could have been a good horror movie.
Yeah, no, I'd fucking love it. Well, I pinpointed him immediately. And then when he was like, oh, we've got your money, it's up here. And like, he made a point of showing him where the gun was going. Did that. The way that the air that Tobin Bell produced, any single time that they were around him while he was chained up and shit. I was like, yeah. I was like, they fucking know that this guy is in on it.
Mm.
I wasn't protecting him being her boyfriend, basically, but I was like, this motherfucker's in on it. And then when I was watching, because I was trying to figure out what the fuck they were going to do. I did I noticed the fact that Gabriella had the one on her hand, the other one on her leg. Obviously, I knew what Mateo's deal was.
Mm.
But Cecilia, I was like, there's two fucking levers. They're pretty fucking far apart.
Mhm.
She only has a chain around one side, but there's another fucking chain.
Mhm.
It's like somebody else is supposed to go into that fucking trap. I was like, who the fuck is it gonna be? As soon as they chain John up, like obviously he's not gonna fucking die. It's like so he's gonna get out of it one way or fucking other. But I was like, they're fucking gonna go up there. They're gonna get trapped. One of them's gonna fucking die.
Mhm.
She's fucking dead. Let's be fucking honest. She fucking died. If we get another fucking flashback in the future, it's gonna be her fucking body dead in that fucking warehouse.
Mhm.
It was good. I even predicting that, it was fucking awesome. And I think the only reason why I was able to predict that is because I knew that there was going to be a twist.
Mhm.
I was like, what? Like this would be the fucking twist. That's the only reason why I think that I realized it, because I was looking for it. I was like, I want to fucking know right fucking now if I can figure it out.
Mhm.
Because I like after Spiral, and that was kind of easy to put together.
Mhm.
This one, I don't think that it was as easy. But I was like, I want to prove myself. I was like, I want to fucking figure it out. Dead ass. As soon as we saw him chained up, I wanted to leave him over to Angel and be like, he's in on it. But I was like, I don't want to be fucking wrong.
Mhm.
No, it was a good movie. I like I said, definitely the best. One thing that we didn't talk about was the first actual victim.
Yeah.
I forget what his name was. He was the cab driver. He ended up being the dude that was pretend being a surgeon
Yeah.
during John's surgery.
That is one thing that is quite shocking about this movie. The eye vacuum trap is not an actual kill.
Yeah. No, that got me.
The main promotional aspect of this movie was not an actual kill.
Yeah.
So you were worried about them spoiling the movie, and it didn't.
Huh?
You said it was a bad idea that they were posting scenes online. It wasn't an actual kill, so it misled you.
That is true.
Yeah.
I thought that was very well done, because you see this guy, he's going in and he's about to steal some shit from this patient, and then John sees him doing this, and then he imagines this eye vacuum trap. First off, if that would have been a real kill, that would have been a good kill.
Yeah.
I loved that. And then, of course, he snaps out of it. Dude makes eye contact with him, kind of puts it away, shuts the drawer, walks out.
Yeah, he was trying to rob a patient
Yes.
that couldn't do anything.
And Kramer, he kind of puts his hand up and he's like, "You made a good choice."
Yeah.
I got goosebumps.
It was
Because that dude had no idea what he was about to experience.
Yeah, I like the nod to Saw 3 in there with his journal.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. But no, that first actual victim, that
Mhm.
was, I like
That was a really,
that was good.
the trap itself was okay. But what he had to do to get out of it, and the fact that he actually did get out of
Yeah,
it, he survived.
I was like, my God.
That was actually really impressive. One could call it a mind-blowing experience. That pun doesn't work as well as I thought it would.
Yeah, no, not in context. No.
And we agreed if you have to explain it,
Yeah.
then not everybody would get it.
Yeah,
It's a very explosive scene.
I'll add that one. Some bitch.
I do think that was probably the most unrealistic trap of the movie, because he would have had to have cut through like nerves and tendons, and he wouldn't have been able to use one arm after cutting.
Right? Yeah. No. Yeah.
So it was unrealistic for sure, but it was still a really fun scene.
Well, like I assumed that was the reason why his hands were fully duct taped with the knife.
Yeah.
Was so that he wouldn't like lose grip of it or anything. He
Mhm.
like he still was able to, you know.
hmm
His wrist still would have been doing like
Yeah.
this the entire time. But like other than that, I think my main issue with that trap was how cleanly John got those wires inside
Yeah.
his arm. I was like, this man does not like. Yeah, he's good with architecture and the design process and everything
Mhm.
like that. Like, yeah, give him full credit where credit is due. But that guy, John had to get Dr. Gordon to do a bunch of the surgeries.
Yeah.
In the first 7 movies, like
Maybe Dr. Gordon is the one that did this.
to be fair, like people have made assumptions about where he was during those movies,
Yeah.
and people, it's the same people that made the theory that Adam is still alive.
No. Whenever Gordon puts Hoffman in that room, you see Adam's very decomposed body.
Yeah, but it's the fact that there's like the differences in like the way that it lays, the blood stain, where the
Mhm.
chain is, stuff like that. That's one of the main things driving that theory. Well, is the fact that it's so, like the first 3 movies or something like that,
Mhm.
it looks the exact same. But after those movies, it's drastically different. Like he's laying elsewhere, he's propped up against something. The chain looks different, the blood stain looks different. There's a bunch of different things about it. I like to give into it. I do, because it's during 4, right? Where the lesson is like, we told you not to rush in. The main guy.
Mhm.
People think that Adam's still alive because who would have taken those great shots without being noticed? Which like
Mhm.
somebody could have fucking done it. It didn't have to be him. Like he's not the only fucking photographer. But I kind of like that idea. I don't know. Like I don't fully subscribe to it,
Mhm.
but it would be cool. That would be one hell of a fucking twist.
Yeah.
Like the last victim of the very first fucking movie, like is still alive. That would be fucking awesome.
Mhm.
Another thing is like how long it takes. Like it takes you apparently like 20 seconds to suffocate somebody to death or something like that. I don't know. That's just what I've heard.
Mhm.
And he struggles for like 18 seconds or something like that. Like he gets close.
Been doing research.
No. Shut up. It's a good thing I'm wearing a fucking mask. This wouldn't be a admit of guilt. Don't say my last name either. So don't fucking know who I am.
To be fair, I don't even know how to pronounce it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't know. I'm excited to see what the future movies are going to be. I'm definitely in the camp of like eventually we had to let go of John.
Yes.
We have to. Tobin Bell's great. I feel like as long as they have something else, Tobin's gonna be like, hell yeah.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, I don't care what the money is. Like, just let me return.
Yeah.
But you've also got to look at the age too.
Yeah, you gotta look at the age. If you commit him to something like Saw 11, if you commit him to that, she's snoring down there.
Yeah, I hear her.
Oh.
I was picking up for the recording.
I'm gonna make a prediction. We are going to probably get 2 more Saw movies with Tobin Bell somehow involved before he calls it a day.
My worry is like if it takes too long to get another one, because the
Yeah.
last one that we had Tobin Bell in was Jigsaw, and that was what 2016, 2017.
17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
And
it's
he's 80 something.
yeah, it's been 6 years. How long is it going to be for Saw 11? Because like I want to see more offshoot movies. I want
Yes.
to see more ones where they get away from the actual like lineage of Saw.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was something that I liked about Spiral was it was more like in universe storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
My criticisms about that movie aside, I still liked it, but I'm just saying. I want more of that, but like if we're going to keep doing these in between movies, like yeah, like we should definitely prioritize that because
Yeah.
much longer. I'm worried that if they're going to continue doing those movies with Tobin Bell returning. What if he ends up kicking it in the middle of production?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Like,
why I
for-
didn't want to say, yeah.
Yeah, like that is a possible reality at his age. now.
Look at Ray Liotta.
Yeah,
He passed away during the middle of a production.
yeah.
Was it Cocaine Bear?
I
I know that was his
Cocaine
last.
Bear was his last thing.
Yeah.
It was his last thing, but I do believe he was filming something else at the time.
Oh, okay.
Well, I feel so bad. I cannot fucking remember her last name for the life of me. Carrie.
Fisher?
She died the last days of Last Jedi filming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they ended up having that's the reason why she was fucking unconscious for most of the movie,
Yeah.
Mhm.
or for half the movie, I guess. Like that was the reason. And it's always, first of all, it's always upsetting for the fandoms. Like it's upsetting in general because somebody died.
Yeah.
I just want to make that the point. Like I'm not being like, oh well, the fandom's gonna be upset if he dies. That's not the important part. I'm not trying to make it sound like that's the important part. But it's like, first of all, it's going to already add a sad note to it.
Right.
Like watching John Wick Chapter 4 after Lance Reddick died.
Yeah.
Every single piece from the Hellboy video game that I've been seeing, Lance Reddick is the voice of Hellboy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to hear it because he was gone too soon.
Mhm.
Same thing with Chadwick Boseman.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, it's difficult. And I think that if Tobin dies during the middle of the production, first of all, we're not getting the rest of that movie.
We're not.
We're not, like, it's going to be insanely upsetting losing him in the first place, but we're also not getting that movie that would have been his last project.
Right.
We wouldn't be getting that. We wouldn't, I don't know. I feel like I'm just scared about us getting more movies where Tobin Bell is returning. Because I don't want to face that reality, you know? Like, I don't want it to happen. I don't want to open up my phone on Twitter one day. It's like Tobin Bell dies mid-filming. I don't want to see that. Like, if that man dies, I don't want him to die working on a project.
Right.
Because, like, we were talking about Ghosts earlier. There's some fucking unfinished business there. And Tobin Bell loves that character so bad, he doesn't need that unfinished business.
No.
But I digress. No, it was a great movie. I would love to see more of this storyline. If they do another kind of prequel, I'd be fine with it. It's just I feel like we can't plan for him to be doing more of these going forward.
Especially one where he's as involved.
As
in
he
the
was in this
story.
one, yeah.
I mean, he was in almost every scene.
Yeah.
So, what's your star rating?
Man. If Saw was a perfect 10, the first Saw movie, if it was a perfect 10, I'd give this 9.5.
Yeah.
Because there were some minor flaws with this movie.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm not the smartest man. I'm nowhere fucking near it. But I don't know. It was just very obvious to me. Like, I know that you said that you hadn't figured that out, which I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to come here and you'd be like, so you saw that coming too? I was expecting that.
Mhm.
No, like I feel like it was a little too obvious. Like if it would have been like any, and part of that is because of Tobin Bell's performance,
Mhm.
because he was so fucking good that he just like John Kramer knew,
Mhm.
and you could fucking pick that up just looking at Tobin Bell standing there.
Mhm.
You've just fucking knew. But 9.5.
Okay.
I'll give it a fucking 9.5 because man, was it fucking good. I fucking loved it. This has got to be one of my favorite installments in the franchise.
Yes.
It's so fucking good.
Well, we're going to wrap up in the next few minutes. Do you want to say why you have that book there?
Yes, I do. I forgot to make this announcement last week. I put a bar on John making an announcement this week, which granted, didn't have to worry about it for too long. So, some of our early listeners might remember I was coaxed into giving up the fact that I was planning on running a RPG for the podcast and that we would end up posting it at some point. That time has come. October
go.
13th, Friday the 13th.
The release date of a movie that I'm into.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 movies.
The Exorcist doesn't come out that. Oh, you said that you're in.
Dude, I fucking wish I was in The Exorcist.
I thought you said you were in too.
No, that
He
comes
was
out this
into.
Friday.
Oh, in two. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All those puns melted your fucking brain.
Not to take over your announcement, I do apologize.
No, you're good. You're
Yeah,
good. You're good. Friday the 13th of October this year is going to be the first. Listen, it all works out. Is going to be the very first episode of our RPG. There's not currently a clever name about it. I want to figure one out. I have no fucking idea. I'm sure I'll come up with something in less than 2 weeks.
It'll be on our YouTube channel.
It will be on our YouTube channel. It's going to be very low budget at the very beginning, but I promise I want to up the budget as soon as I can. I want for us to end up using maps, which I bought 1 map so far for the RPG. I want us to use maps and minis. I want us to have props. Like I want it to be pretty good. It's going to be very bare bones at the beginning, so I apologize in advance. But yes, the RPG is finally happening. We're going to be recording very soon. Matthew and Paul still have yet to create their fucking characters, you fucking assholes. Surprisingly, John is currently the only one that has made his character, and even then, it's bare bones. But I'm very fucking excited. Anybody that has seen my Twitter has seen me mention the fact that I've been digging into a book for planning a campaign. It's been for this one. I'm so fucking excited. That's all I've been doing at work basically is reading that book. It's so fucking fun. I am so excited to share this with everybody. I apologize in advance because I'm nothing like Matt Mercer or Brandon Lee Mulligan. It's gonna be a fun time. So make sure to check out our YouTube channel on Friday, October 13th. Yeah, we're gonna have some good shit for you.
It's gonna be a blast.
I hope so. I'm sure shit gonna have a lot of fun.
If I get it all fun, it might take a minute.
I think it'll take you all a minute because we're kind of going to rush into it. Like I'm going to teach you the mechanics as we go. We're not going to have a session where I sit down and like, okay, this is how you play.
Right.
I also want to dictate. I live by the rule of cool in D&D. I will take it serious to a point. But if there's any vets out there that are rule lawyers, this probably is not going to be for you. I'm going to break so many fucking rules playing this.
Your game, your rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Okay, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I think this will be a lot of fun, and for you physical media fans, Loki is out, season 1.
Yeah.
And Prey, the Predator prequel, comes out this Tuesday on Blu-ray and 4K.
I'm bummed out. I had to cancel my pre-order.
Dang.
Yeah, I know. I had to foregoing to see Saw X.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna pick those up. Support physical media, as we always say.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's anything else before we go.
I think that was
Once again, the first harvest, October 19th, Shelbyville, Indiana. And first harvest on DVD there, or from Paul himself. I think that is all we have for this week.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good shit.
See you
Thank you
guys.
for listening. Thank you for watching. Bye.
I didn't realize it was so late and I have to be up in just a few hours.
Oh, Jesus.
Why? What time do you have to be up?
We have been the Cinema Asylum Podcast. You guys were awesome. Thanks for coming out. Good night.